Try being the operative word. Chapter 4, What You Save for Later. Years folded in the suitcase. Eli climbed into the top 100 with a game that looked like a careful letter to the future, deliberate, loving, signed in ink. Jonah burned brighter, then disappeared, then returned, a meteor tracing and retracing the night. If you asked them individually what they wanted, Eli would say, stability, and mean victory. Jonah would say, freedom, and mean the same thing. Neither quite realized that stability and freedom are twins that squabble at holidays. Mara opened the Voss Academy in a borrowed warehouse with 2 courts and a wall that swallowed every encouraging sentence she shouted at 6 a.m. She was a fierce instructor, a brilliant tactician, and at night, she tried to convince herself that the ache she felt was just a muscle that hadn't stretched yet. They drifted, inevitable, like traffic patterns. Eli and Mara, after enough dinners and shared weather, became a pair the world nodded at as if checking a box for plausible happiness. Jonah became a headline you skim and cannot dismiss. And yet the geometry never settled. Each time Jonah reappeared in a tournament where Eli stood across, the air vibrated like neon. At a rain-delayed event in Oklahoma City, Mara watched Eli lose a match he was supposed to win. The loss didn't hurt him, it hollowed him. The next morning, she drove before the streets woke and parked outside a motel that had seen enough nights to stop keeping count. Jonah opened the door shirtless, unashamed. Stories like to pretend that's where seduction begins. The truth is it began years earlier, with applauded winners and the dead of old laughter. They didn't sleep together that morning. They talked. They remembered the late bus in Spain, the broken string in Naples, the way a crowd in Lima sang her name. They didn't resolve a thing, because life rarely invites you to that kind of clean table. But when she left, Jonah had a smile that called back the boy he had been. When she left, Mara drove with a clarity that made the trees look truer. Loyalty is a word we use when we're terrified of the other word, choice. In the weeks that followed, Mara watched Eli move through practices like a man performing himself. She loved him, in the sturdy way you love a bridge for holding. She also loved the boy who had once kissed her above court 5 and said no prayer before leaping. I will not moralize this. I will only tell you that the heart is a stadium with more seating than we admit.